space. I need some time to feel free and enjoy.
Yes guys, what's up and welcome back to a brand new video. I hope you guys are all well and obviously staying safe and all that good stuff in between, everything that has been happening. Obviously football has still carried on, obviously it's still, very much kicking, pardon the pun I guess, but yeah, obviously there's been a lot happened since I guess we last spoke and whatnot. If you didn't already, just before I get the video started and whatnot, feel free to go and check out the live stream me and my boy Albert did on his channel. It's I think it's now his second to latest video, because obviously he's already done this type of video that I'm doing right now. But yeah, welcome to another match preview. Obviously previewing the Arsenal Molde Europa League, back at the carpet again. It seems a bit odd, don't you think, that we've had 3 weeks and now 3 Europa League games? It just seems a bit odd. That might be a little bit, it may be just me, a little bit, a little bit slow or whatever. But yeah, it seems a bit weird that they're all coming so thick and fast. With everything kind of, I guess, going on. Obviously, the Premier League is still very much, going on and whatnot, and obviously games are coming thick and fast. In retrospect of different competitions, but it just seems a bit, it seems a bit mad that we're having so many of the same competition so quick. But anyway, we're here to obviously just talk about the things that have happened since we last spoke, because obviously my last video went out, I think it was I didn't do a video for the United game, didn't do a video for I did do a video for the last game, but yeah, since we last spoke, obviously a lot's happened. Arsenal going to Old Trafford, obviously getting the 1-0 win, courtesy of Aubameyang's penalty. And to be fair, there's not a lot to say, because it wasn't a classic, to say the least, or to say the very least as such, because when you look at, obviously, the highlights of the game, obviously, I watched the game myself, but, watch the highlights nonetheless, because obviously, why the hell not? Because we don't win at Old Trafford that much, obviously, looking back at the record, I think 16 years, since 2006, so yeah, it would be 16 years ago was our last win at Old Trafford, and we'd had a wretched run of form against the big top 6, so that was really, really important. It's going to be, I think, a catalyst for the confidence within the side of this particular team, going forward, and using that feeling to obviously, hopefully get more and more points on the board, and obviously move up, as getting more and more points would propel you up the table. So, that all being said, it's, looking at it just from now 2 days removed, because obviously this would usually come out, I guess, the 12 hours to 24 hours after. But, I personally thought, when I looked at the lineup, obviously, we did a live stream on Albert's channel, which I'll try and link in the description, because your boy ain't got, your boy ain't too hot on that, is he? But anyway, the game itself, the way it panned out, was very much the way most games, like, between the two teams, because it's almost the game. Years ago, it was a massive, massive game, and it still is for the two sides. Don't get me wrong, and it just feels like, because every other team has moved forward. I'm not saying Man United haven't, and I'm not saying Arsenal haven't as much. But obviously you look at, as Arsenal and as just football fans alike, you look at all, the aspects that go into that game. And years ago, this was one of the biggest, I guess, games on the calendar. Whether it be at Old Trafford, whether it be at the Emirates, it was definitely one that I guess it had more of a special feel. It didn't have that feel this weekend. It just felt like, obviously, because maybe it's because we're so used to losing, it's so used to being sort of, I guess, let's say, not let down, because obviously, for a better word, it is a letdown, obviously, when your team loses, and obviously everyone knows that and whatnot. But when you look, obviously, you look at the two teams together, you stack it up, and obviously you see their team, you see our team, you think our team shouldn't even get anywhere near their team, not even anywhere near. And to be fair, it was an Arteta masterclass. I won't be told otherwise. It was an Arteta masterclass. He outfought, and the boys outplayed Manchester United. He outfought Ollie, and Arsenal outplayed Man United. I'm hearing, obviously, a lot of people were like kind of bigging up, obviously, Thomas Partey and saying like, Thomas Partey's better than Paul Pogba and whatnot. That's not my style. I'm not going, I'm not obviously going to entertain any of that because, to be quite honest, they're both different players on the pitch, and obviously they're in the team to do different things. So comparing the two, it's like it's like comparing a goalkeeper with a striker. They're both in the team to do different things. Both good at what they do, but they both get highlighted when they do good things. And obviously Pogba didn't have a great game, obviously giving away the penalty, taking that Bellerin, right, I guess not necessarily the perfect time to score, but it was obviously a good time to score nonetheless, because obviously when you're given the chances, it's a God-given, I guess, not necessarily God-given right, but you've got to take those opportunities as and when they come about. So, yeah, it was a massive, monumental win. It was a gargantuan win for Arsenal, because I think that's going to be now used as the catalyst to go forward within this side. It's going to, Arteta's going to drum that into him and say, like, do you want this feeling again? But then go out and show us that you do, because this is now, we've proved that we can make it, and we've proved that we can live with the big boys. So there's no real reason for. I'm not saying Arsenal are going to go on a massive run and obviously, start beating everyone in the top six, and obviously everyone in the table. No. But, there's no reason why we can't string a run of games. I said to my dad, and also Albert said, if we could get to 5 games and then obviously get to 10 games and then, take it in fives, but most importantly, we have to take it game by game, as individuals. But yeah, not to dwell on that too much, because obviously it was a massive win, but that's now in the past. Obviously we look forward to the future. Obviously Europa League action back at the carpet this week. As mentioned, feels a little bit odd having 3 games in 3 weeks. It doesn't seem that to be the norm, but then again, obviously football isn't the norm. It's not being played in the normal circumstances and whatnot, and obviously all competitions are being somewhat let's say not tampered with, but they're being, obviously manipulated to obviously suit the schedule. But yeah, what do I expect? Obviously, I mean, it's another game that Arsenal obviously haven't played their opponent, so it's obviously going to be interesting to see what their lineup will be. Don't know any of the players, don't know the team, quite frankly. So apologies to any of their fans if you're watching. I'm just obviously. I guess it's much like yourselves. You probably know more about us than we do you. But then again, to be quite honest, I don't think that's going to, I guess, play too much of a part, because when obviously you look at the team on paper, I'm expecting more of the same. I expect obviously Arsenal to very much change the lineup up again. Obviously Arteta will go back to the cup lineup. The likes of Willock, Nelson, Saka, even though Saka played obviously on Sunday, but the likes of their man will come back in, and obviously Runnison will get obviously back in, he will be back in, and basically the lineup picks itself. It just picks itself, because it's just it's one of them things where there's not much, I guess, that can be done, and realistically, as mentioned, I'm expecting more and more of the same. Not expected to win the cup, but obviously if we could get a cup run going, that would be very very good, because obviously it breeds confidence, and obviously you want that winning feeling, and obviously as much as you physically can get it, it only bodes well for the team going forward. So scoreline wise, because obviously I always shout out scoreline, and obviously I'm running somewhat a competition that I guess whoever gets the best scoreline will get a shout out in the next video. So obviously comment your scorelines down below, comment your obviously basically any thoughts on the video, any thoughts on the game, and any thoughts in between. Just leave it down below. The scoreline I'm going for is Arsenal 3, Molde 1, because I always, I've made a big point of it, wrapping the video up with this final point. Arsenal will concede, because I just feel like they're not where they want to be as of right now, but they're really close to being where they do want to be. So it's just that it's putting the final touches together and whatnot. And yeah, as you know, as mentioned, that was the final point. I will talk to you guys in the next one. It's been a pleasure as always. IPTV signing out.